Welcome back, everybody. The History Guy here. It is the Battle of Fredericksburg with the Union Campaign, Ultimate General Civil War. This is version 1.05 of the game. And this is my first large-scale battle since the update. I'm curious to see how the AI will react. Now, I chose, once again, like the Battle of Antietam, not to fully load up my forces as large as I can make them. Instead, what I chose to do is go with 3 divisions in each corps, thinking that sometimes that 4th division doesn't always arrive, and sometimes you have to do things to trigger it. I thought it would just be safer to do it this way. I still have a significant advantage on the battlefield, and almost all of my brigades are decently equipped. I have maybe 2 that have reboard farmers. Everything else has got at least a Springfield 1842, if not better. So, almost a 2-to-1 advantage. Going to need every bit of that for this battle, obviously, because this is Fredericksburg, and it does not come easy. Now, of course, the main part of the assault comes here on the Union left against the Confederate right. And the main thing here is just to kind of make sure to get all of my forces into position. And that takes quite a while to do that. Something I'm not really going to bore you with right now. So I will come back when I am in position and ready to commence the attack. Okay, so just about into position here. I am ready to start moving my brigades forward. I'm still waiting for some of this other corps to get into position, but that's okay, not a big deal. I've got all my artillery where I want them, and again, I'm going to start with the least experienced brigades marching in first, taking the heaviest casualties off the bat, because they're the cheapest to replace. Followed by my more experienced units. I'm going to start them running, but I want to keep an eye on their condition. No, back here. There you go. Okay, we can stop running now, everybody. I think we've got Pender taken out of there. Alright, wave 2. Start moving in. I'm expecting that some of this first wave will probably drop back at some point, and I'll need these other units to pick up where they left off. General Grant, you need to get up there. Alright, we need to start spreading out a little bit this way now. I don't want to start getting hit in my flank. This is where it gets kind of discombobulated a little bit when you start getting into these woods. And I don't have to push this attack too hard. I don't have to take the objective right away, because we come back to this part of the battle at the end. So it's really just a test of patience. I've got almost a 3-to-1 advantage in numbers. I don't want to do anything that's going to mess that up too much. These guys are moving awfully slow. Artillery is really not doing too much, mainly because we're firing onto positions in the woods. The slowness of all this is driving me nuts. I gotta speed things along here. Okay, some of my frontline units are starting to get exhausted. I'll go down to that speed there. Alright, Paper Collar Brigade, let's get them in the flank. Oh, they're gonna break off first. Honestly, if I only make it maybe as far as right here in this first part of the battle, I'm perfectly okay with that. I do want to make sure these guys are well supplied, though. I'm going to move my supplies up. See where we're at casualty-wise. So I've lost about 1,500 men already. He's lost about 1,200. Alright, Kitchen, you gotta back up a little bit and turn. The main thing here is I want to try and keep fresh. So as the situation warrants, I'll keep an eye on the condition of my units. Oh, Bayard just got lit up, but so did Pendleton. I'll keep an eye on the condition of my units, and as warranted, I'll kind of leapfrog with fresher units. Like Franklin, he's at 100, so we're going to bring him up. See, these guys are at about 30, 40. Trig's at 100, so we'll bring him ahead. This Timony's Assault, they're 100, so we're going to bring them ahead. Bring some of these other ones up a little closer. Really just, I want to do this cautiously. I want to be effective with my force. I've got overwhelming numbers, so I need to use that to my advantage and not get careless. Like I said, my goal was really just to get to about right here, and that's about where I am on this first part. Actually, we're going to drop Shaw back. I want Franklin up ahead. I'm going to bring O'Hare up over here. And then we'll just kind of keep on moving from here and see how it goes. I'm going to have to move my guns up soon. Okay, so I've lost about 4,000 men. He's only lost about 2,500. I'm not crazy about that, but I can absorb that kind of loss. Alright, let's bring the guns up. Alright, so there's the first part, and now we will move on to the assault on Marye's Heights, my least favorite part of the battle as the Union. Alright, so we're on to the next part of the battle. This is Marye's Heights. Now here's the thing. Whenever you fight any of these battles, and if you're experienced with the game, you understand this already, but for folks who may be new, it's good to look at the victory conditions and understand what you have to do and what you don't have to do. And in this case, I do not have to take Marye's Heights, and knowing historically what a just debacle that was, I mean, this was one of the most ill-advised assaults of the entire war. Just heavy, heavy casualties on the Union side that did not have to happen. They just hurled wave after wave of troops up this hill against Marye's Heights. Thousands of dead and wounded laying in front of this stone wall where you just had 4 and 5 deep Confederates. They would just reload rifles and pass them up to the front so the guys up front could just keep on firing. Some of the men who weren't wounded had to lay there for a couple of days being continually shot at, and they had to use the bodies of their dead comrades as protection, as shields against that. So I am not going to attack Marye's Heights. My goal is to take the other 2 objectives, Telegraph Hill and Prospect Hill. I'm going to choose to win that way. Now, one of the keys to doing that is that I am going to move as much of my troops down here as possible so that when the battle opens back up and goes that way, some of these troops will be available for that. So I'm going to shift everybody down there that I can. It is going to open up, and then I'll come back when there's actually something worth showing. Alright, so I actually lost about 500 men just trying to pull everybody out of the city, or out of the town, just getting them over here. And of course now the battlefield opens up, and now we can bring one half of the army down to connect with the other half and make the assault on this objective right here, which I think is a much easier task. Of course, crossing all these swamps is the hard part. I'm just going to start sending them that way. And it's going to take a while for that to happen, and that's okay. I've got a few units down here. Oh, it's all artillery. Look at that. That's because that just must have been where I had the artillery sitting. So I'm just going to start bringing the artillery over too. I'll get everybody into position. I'll jump back in when I'm ready to attack. So a major problem I did not expect to have happen here, when I have all these units that are just artillery sitting here, I was trying to move them up to link up with my army, and suddenly these units appeared and started running me down. These guys just ran right up into me and caught up to my forces, but the good news is I've got enough artillery here that I think I'm going to cause him to break while I get some cavalry over here to rescue these guys. But I was not expecting that at all. Of course, I wasn't expecting to have a bunch of artillery sitting here by itself either. Alright, now I can go ahead and pull out the artillery with some losses, because I'm going to bring in the cavalry to cover their escape. These guys got caught in the swamp. I'm going to send a couple brigades that way just to kind of pick things up. The rest are going to come in right here. Let's get the artillery the heck out of there. Got one that broke. Should be okay now, though. Alright, well that was a little unexpected and unfortunate, for sure. Alright, let's slow down here. I'm going to go ahead and charge the cavalry in here. Might as well take these guys out. So obviously in the next 2 hours I think I probably need to take this objective. I don't know that I get another crack at that. And numbers wise, I think things are pretty even, so this is really where it's going to be determined whether or not I can win this battle. I'm going to keep at least one of these units of cavalry back here. Maybe all of them for now. Why is Pond getting flanked from over there? Okay. He's rushing his units back here to get over to that objective and protect it. Okay, right now I've got about a 1,000-man disadvantage in numbers. Got 2 corps commanders, but not even 1 full corps available to me. I'm going to send my cavalry in here. I don't know how this is going to go, but oh hey, look at this. Don't fire. We got some supplies sneaking up behind us here. In the meantime, I'm not even paying attention to what's going on. Where it matters, all Armistead broke. Get those supplies. Thank you. I know cavalry not real effective in the woods, but we're going to give it a try anyway. Or they're coming up against a 2-star unit, but one that should already be kind of worn down. Things are not going particularly well on my right here. In fact, they're going pretty terrible right now. I'm going to turn Grider that way to help out. I just need to get up there, get the objective, and then hang on for dear life, and then finish things off over on my left. Jeez, Vinton's killed 9 and lost 432. And they've got Springfield 1855s. It's not even like they're a weak unit. He's just getting lit up. I want to keep my guns close. I don't want him surprising me from behind over there. Alright, I just got to pull this artillery, or this cavalry back a little bit. Got an hour and 13 minutes, got to keep moving. Oh, here they come. Alright. Let's turn around and fire on them. Oh, no, what are you doing? No, don't go over there. I wanted you to fire on them, not move there. Well, my plan had always been to keep some cavalry over here to protect, because I knew they'd be coming up like that. I just kind of got away from that plan a little bit. Get enough artillery firing on these guys, they won't last very long. I think I'll be okay. Alright, I think problem solved over here. I'll send Peckham over here to deal with Brockenborough. Harrison, on the other hand, not doing well at all against Armistead. There we go. I need to get my Polish friend over here to help him out. Brockenborough's battery's about to be gone. That should do it right about there. Come on. There we go. Alright, I gotta send these other cavalry units up here to retake this position. This guy's not gonna do much good, even though he's outnumbering him 3-1 because of the disadvantage in terms of his condition. Alright, I think I can shift Elder over. These two can handle what's over here. I'll get my other cavalry up there. We should be good. I'm going to keep Peckham back here just to cover my rear. Just 28 more minutes. That was a sloppy part of the battle. I thought for sure I'd have more forces available to me for it, but it didn't turn out that way. I think I'll probably get them in the next phase. But at that point, it's just really going to be about trying to hold it. So I'm going to start moving all kinds of artillery up into there. Obviously, he's starting to make a move there too, but I think we still have more fighting to do over this position. Alright, and on to the right flank we go. And so now we open things back up. We just need to hold up here and take the objective over here. And obviously I have a huge advantage now in manpower, better than 3-1. this is really just a matter of time. In fact, I feel strongly enough about this that I'm going to start shifting some resources over to help hold the other side. And now, of course, I can come around this way a little more, but I don't know that I need to. One of his units just surrendered coming into me. That gets him down to just 25,000 men left. He's going to try to make a push on my extreme left over here. So I'm going to need to start pushing on this side. I've got 3 hours to get to the objective. Shouldn't be an issue. I do need to kind of keep one eye out over here. Basically, I'm just bringing everybody into the center to hold the objective. I gotta watch over here, because he does have a lot of troops on that side. Plenty of time, 3 hours to get to there. Oh, they're only at 7%. They're not going to be able to make a successful assault. But I think if I can successfully assault these guys, I'll probably cause both of them to surrender. Let's turn O'Hare here. O'Hare, 178 kills, only 3 deaths. Pretty quiet day for him so far. Alright, looks like we eliminated that unit. So let's push these guys straight up. He's bringing down resources from the north. Resources that I can probably take out. Let's shift Vinton back over this way. I'll bring these guys straight over instead of coming around. Another surrendered unit. Okay, those are the guys I figured if I overran them, I'd be able to cause a surrender there. Looks like Colquitt got away, though. So in hindsight, I think the only thing I would have done differently is been a little more patient in that last phase before this one. Because I started to panic a little bit that I wasn't going to be able to take this objective with the limited resources I had here. And what I should have done was just build a tight perimeter, kind of defended against him until the battle opened up to this part. And then I was able to move all these resources in and take the objective. I got myself in a little bit too much of a hurry to take that objective when I didn't have to. And of course, he's trying his best to overload on this side here. And he's having a little bit of success, but it's temporary at best. He's bringing all his cavalry that was over here down at me now. That should all be driven off pretty easily. Another surrendered unit. Yeah, this is the only place that's kind of an issue right now. And again, it's a temporary one. Alright, Shaw, hold right there. That's why. Got some flank issues to deal with here. Back up, back up. Alright, we're pressing in on the objective now. Let's go back and look at what's happening over here. Whoa, okay, timeout. Actually, we'll just set these guns up right there and right there. Alright, Elder, you got a bit of a problem on your hands here, buddy. Let's shift. This has got too many batteries in here. They have no room. We'll deal with Anderson from this side. Alright, back to this side. Okay. Things are looking good. Whoa, Grigsby. That's a 3-star unit sitting out there by himself. Not necessarily the best plan. Don't want to be losing a lot of men there. Keep these surrendered units close and add another one to them. Alright, what's he got left? Just under 15,000 men. I've got him better than 4-1 now. Another unit surrendered. It's just really unfortunate that I don't get to keep all these guys. Oh, he unsurrendered. He was too close to his own lines. I hate when they change that rule that says that you can only get a max of 1,000 exchange soldiers. Because that could be a great way to gain a ton of men for your recruit pool. Alright, everything's kind of solidified as far as battle lines, finally. Another surrender. So he's down to just under 13,000 men now. This really is just a mop-up at this point. And I guess that's how it's going to end. It's not even going to let the timers tick down because all the objectives have been taken and held. Let's look at the final. Actually, the casualties as far as killed, pretty even. That's all right, though. I mean, that's kind of the strategy I was going with. I wasn't going for mass infliction of casualties. I was really just going to try and win the battle without losing a ton myself. And, of course, having to be on the assault make that difficult. So 3,500 missing. He lost almost 1,400 cavalry. Let's look at this here. So finally grabbing some Harper's Ferries that he had. Rescued quite a bit as well. I should be in good shape moving forward. I've got more men than I know what to do with. So really right now it's just about making them effective units that are well equipped. So my current army, and it looks like I've got 2 lieutenant generals now, Grant and McClellan, both promoted to lieutenant general. I've got, let's see, 25, 17, 42, 43, about 67,000 effective in my army. Another 42,000 there. I've got 93 reputation to spend. I'll definitely want to spend some of those down. And, of course, we're facing an army of 105 to 110,000, but he never fields that many. So that's not really an issue for me right now going into Stones River. In fact, I want to go ahead and just look right now. If the battle started right now, what has he got at Stones River? 63,000. So that's actually a pretty decent sized force. But we start on the defensive for that one. And I've already got a 10,000 man advantage, so I'm feeling good about my chances there. That'll be a good battle where I can really inflict a ton of casualties on the Confederate Army. It's one of those few battles at this point in the war where the Union is actually on the defensive. Parker's Crossroads, we'll look at that one real quick. That'll be the next fight. 10 brigades should have, again, a significant advantage in numbers in that one. So we'll get refit, we'll get ready. There is Fredericksburg for you. There's a lot of different ways to do that one, and there are probably some ways that I could do that one and probably really rack up the casualties that I inflict on the enemy, but not necessary. It's the Union. The Union just winning at Fredericksburg with even casualties is, how could you complain about that? So let's go ahead and start thinking about medicine a little bit, so I can start getting some of those guys trickling back into my army that I lose. I'm going to max out. We're going to do training so veteran recruits cost less. And I probably need to think about logistics some, just because that makes the ammo go farther. But there you have it, Battle of Fredericksburg. I am actually out of town for 9 out of 10 days coming up. I'll be in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and then moving right on after one night at home down to the Dallas-Fort Worth area for an entire week. So you're not going to see a lot of videos, at least not Ultimate General Civil War videos from me. You may see some other things, but probably not as often. So in the meantime, just hit that thumbs up, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Keep commenting, and I'll keep throwing some questions out there for you. I'll try to shoot some videos on location at a few places, and I'll try to find a game that I can do on my work laptop that allows me to continue recording even while I'm out of town. So thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.